Hey nerds, join us on Discord and hit that subscribe button.
I'm Flynn.
Kevik.
Homa.
Cecily.
Sika.
And I'm your DM, Ethan. Welcome to Venture Forth. Previously, you all were able to just barely escape the Underdark city of Doirnin with the drow sorceress Lolenthrir. As you all were miraculously able to get this teleportation circle working, you beamed out of the room and into the side of a mountain. And once you emerged from this mountain, you found that you were being pursued still by drow, but after some quick thinking by Flynn, you were able to cave in the walkway behind you and make it out to fresh air. As you all look out on the valley in front of you, you saw the basin in front of you, a rickety town made up of tents and structures made of wood almost swaying in the breeze. And as you all headed down the mountain, you all felt the level of exhaustion that you are all at, as you have not rested in over 24 hours at this point, though you might not be able to tell as it is still dark outside. But as you approach the basin and the city from within, you saw a few corners of the city pick themselves up and start walking away, as you noticed these massive tortoises underneath, carrying different pieces of the city around, one of them heading northward. As you approach the city, you see everything is covered in a light layer of snow, and you all, once again, feel the cold of the long eve. So, as you're all approaching the basin, what would you like to do?
I think, first and foremost, I would like to just, with it being cold out and also with my new appendages?
Horns?
I would like to cover them a little bit.
Okay.
I'll put the hood up and I'll try and just cover them over.
Okay. At this point, the horns are coming out about 3 inches each. They're not nearly as long as they had been previously, but the hood is able to cover them.
Awesome.
So, when that is happening, how obvious is that?
I would try, as soon as I felt them protrude, I would have tried to pull the hood up and just cover them up as I felt them kind of appear. So as quickly as I could, I'd like to cover them so no one in the party sees them.
Okay. As you all are exhausted and not really focusing too much, you are able to cover them without anyone seeing.
Okay. All right, let's head in.
How close are we now, DM, to this moving village city?
So the city itself, you are probably about half a mile away. You are still sort of cresting that lower bit of the mountain. And you can see that there are some structures towards the outside that are a little bit more stable structures, but then you do see almost like this hill that approaches the center where you assume more of these massive tortoises are.
So it's not all. It's not all tortoises.
It is mostly on the backs of these massive tortoises, but there are outlying structures around
could be
outside.
main basin. Maybe.
How many tortoises approximately?
Right now, you see one that is moving towards the north, and you see 4 more sort of making up the bulk of this city. And each of these tortoises are easily hundreds of feet long.
Okay.
And as you approach, you do start to see figures on each of the tortoises, almost as though a city is waking up for the morning.
Interesting.
Would I remember anything about gaining access from long ago when I came through here?
Make a history check for me.
Gladly.
See if you can remember.
Not bad.
Mm.
That's a 15.
A 15. You remember that most of the inhabitants here are, most of them are nomadic goblinoids. So hobgoblins, the main population is goblins, which is why a lot of these structures are built the way that they are. They're a little bit more loosely put together because goblins are very dexterous and they're able to sort of adapt to that moving environment, as well as the environment on the backs of the tortoises as well. You know that on the backs of these tortoises, quite a bit of advanced structural engineering on the part of goblins to just keep them afloat, as well as that perfect balance of being able to sway from the movement of the tortoises while not bending or breaking in any major way.
Mhm.
And you also know that there are several tribes of Goliaths that use these tortoises as sort of their paths as trading routes throughout this portion of Elbor.
Okay.
Is there, from where we are, does it seem like there is a determined place for us to enter this city, or is it like kind of, I don't know, it seems pretty sporadic.
Looking at it, all of your conceptions of what a organized town or city would be are completely out the window. You don't see any organized entrance or anything of that sort. It does seem that such a main entrance like that would probably be useless with the amount of movement that this city undergoes.
Does it seem like there's like a docking station for these tortoises and they go to the same place, or does it seem like they just shop wherever?
So you see that at this point you can see what are maybe 6, maybe there are a couple behind it, but with the way that the wood is set up, it's a little bit difficult to see. But at this point, probably about 6 of these, what you described as like docking stations, scaffolding made of wood and metal coming up, as well as staircases that go up. You see a couple of these, the 4 tortoises that are there are currently sort of housed within this scaffolding. And you can see staircases going up. You see pulleys and levers taking up cargo and placing them on top of the turtles, things like that.
Probably not those, and I'll point to one of the tortoises leaving. Why don't we just head to the place that's just actually on the ground?
I suppose that'll be an easier time anyway. So
Yeah.
what's the biggest building that is most easily accessed?
Yeah, like you said, there's
That's
a
what I'm
few
looking for.
groupings of stationary. What's like is there one that's bigger, like collection of buildings than some of the other ones?
You do actually see that there is a collection of what's probably might be 4 separate buildings, could be 3 separate buildings. The way that they're built is kind of tough to see, but they are sort of on the outskirts, but they do seem to be the biggest. And from what you see, a quote-unquote town center is probably not something that you'll find here.
That may be the closest thing to it.
Those are the biggest structures that you can see.
We can, head to those and see what's there. Maybe ask some questions about where we can rest. I'm tired.
It's worth a shot.
Yeah. All right, let's go. You ready, guys?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes, we are all tired. I'm just trying to walk with Lolenther and trying to kind of check on her, knowing that I don't speak the same language. Checking on her, but yes, I think that would be good. When we get there, I'll look at Flynn. I could help you go to sleep if you need help.
I don't think I'll have to get some help with that. How's she doing?
Kind of look at her, and I'm trying to inspect, like I'm not a doctor at all, but kind of trying to act like one.
Okay. Make a medicine check.
There you go.
Okay.
Maybe you are a doctor.
Maybe I am.
I am a doctor.
We don't need you, Kalik. That's a 22.
22. Nice.
Woo.
She
She has
seems to
3
be
broken
in,
bones, a dislocated shoulder.
her back molar kind of hurts a little bit. She seems pretty much in good health as she's walking alongside you. She is a little bit hunched over, and you can see that she does have that memory crystal clutched close to her chest. You can see that she is very cautious in how she's holding it, always keeping some portion of contact with it. But physically in pretty good health.
She looks good. I am concerned. I kind of look over Kalik, look at you. The way they had her can't be good for her. But she seems okay.
Good. She's got the answers, so we need to make sure she's all right.
We have to protect her at all costs at this point.
Yeah, we're not very good at that. Protecting.
Why do you say that?
We left a boy.
Seeker.
Don't seek on me. He's still there.
I know.
We didn't really have a choice, Seeker.
I had the choice. I was supposed to be watching him, and I lost track.
Things happen, like,
It doesn't make it okay.
no, but
Let's find a place to rest. And
Yeah.
I've been thinking a lot, and I might have a way to help him find us.
Lowland Threer,
Yes.
how are you faring?
I think I'm doing okay now.
Good.
Been so long since I've been outside.
Hi.
Able to see the sky.
It can be a bit accosting. Take care of your eyes. What do you need? What conditions need to be met for you to help us? We've gotten you out, and we're going to make sure you're safe. But we're going to need those answers. So tell me, you said you can't write it down. What do you need in order to convey what we need to know?
I would need components, very specific components. I can take a couple of minutes and write a list of things that I'll need, but mainly I would need the man of many faces.
All right. Well, we're gonna find somewhere to rest for a bit. You can write your list. We'll make sure you're safe, and then we'll take you to him. But it's very important that you are not vulnerable to him when we take you there. I trust you'll know what safeguards to impose in that scenario. We have him in a cell, but we're talking about a very powerful magic user. There's so much you know that I don't, and kind of have to take a leap of faith.
Was he able to cast any spells with you?
No. But he did seem to be able to do things, well, that I would have rather he didn't. I don't understand the magic of his face, nor of his rune, of this brand of yours. So I'm just asking you to keep yourself safe as well as us.
I can do that. It was always my understanding that besides his face and this brand that I imposed on him, he's not able to actually cast any magic.
We're speaking in intercom, but you all see my face just like screw up in confusion.
That's why he has, 1, the brand, and 2, the tattoos, which run pretty much the extent of his body. They are tattoos that were inlaid on him for the single purpose of changing his face. I believe he is bestowed with a curse that does not allow him to actually cast magic.
A curse?
Not one by my design. One that he came to me with.
From whom?
I do not know.
So, and this I say in common, you're telling me that the premier scientist of the most powerful minds of Elbor is unable to use magic, with the exception of the tattoos inscribed on him?
And in common, she repeats back. She says back, yes. From their religion, it seems that as little magic used as possible is the fastest way to a greater enlightenment.
Hefrid left that part out in his description of the code on bow.
Just because they can't use magic doesn't mean they're not still vicious
Right.
and evil.
Certainly.
We don't know
not.
what the tattoos do totally.
But
His power seems to come from his ruthlessness and his knowledge and his way to impose his will upon others and use his leverage to get what he wants.
Right. Well, that's some comfort. All the same, I don't want him to... I don't know, he doesn't have any more leverage on you, does he? He's not going to surprise us with something when we bring it to him?
When he sees me, my only concern is that he would perhaps try to do something to himself to then keep me from performing my ritual on him.
then maybe
As she sort of pulls down her collar, and on her collarbone and sort of her upper chest area, you can see a brand very similar, though not exact, almost like the other half of the puzzle piece to what Kodambo has on his.
So we have to make sure he can't move.
We can't.
Before-
we can also disguise her.
Yeah, or we can go in first and maybe put them to
Well,
sleep.
Paralyzed.
Well,
sleep.
remember,
Good idea.
remember.
Yeah.
Well, no. Remember what Hayfried can do? He can make the cage go very, very small,
Yeah.
so that then the Kodamvo can't move. And then also, in case she has to touch them, she can get close to them.
Yeah, that might be good, but I think being unconscious might be a
Sleep or
very
paralyzed.
safe bet too.
Mhm.
Good.
Maybe
Uh,
both.
I would say if he can be asleep during this, I would
I
find
think
that
that
to be
Glenn
safe.
has a good idea.
That is,
You're gonna
It
make
is,
him count sheep?
It is rare.
I
Yes,
think
I'm
it's
going
a little.
I'm going to make him count sheep.
Yeah, we'll at least try that
I
first.
mean, we
and
can
then
try.
there's only
I don't
one
know
in
if
the
it'll
void for
work.
him to count, but
I know.
I don't.
For
work
now.
out.
You imagine them.
Yeah, and you don't imagine them for very long, right, Seeker?
Correct.
So
I'm unfamiliar with this practice.
We can try it when we get to the lodging.
But maybe
Alright.
before we're gonna teleport there, right? Maybe we should do some kind of disguise on you when I point to Lone Through.
Aye, or I could try to reach
Before
out. We don't know if Hayfried's back yet to the void.
Yeah.
Might
Yeah,
just
we
be
don't
both
know.
still.
But I'm really tired.
Yeah.
I know
We'll
it's
go back.
morning, but
Yeah.
can we? Do you think we can rest?
I need some sleep.
please.
It's been a long day.
While we're walking,
Days.
plural.
I just nod firmly.
Yeah.
While we're walking, I want to be scanning for any kind of marks, just detailing anything that, like, any kind of, anything marking the path or doorways, or just looking for anything that might be familiar to me from my past.
Gotcha.
Ooh, okay.
I would actually. Are we in the town now? Did we get?
You are just approaching the outskirts, and if you give me 1 second, are you going to do something
Well, I
before
would
you
like
get
to
to the
also
city?
do the same thing. I'd be looking for the markings that I'm familiar with, knowing that I may have some
You're both looking for markings.
friends here. Yeah.
Okay.
We're like heads down and we bump heads.
I'm going to have both of you either make a perception or investigation check as you're approaching.
Oh,
Let's go.
Let's get it.
but you're sleepy.
Oh, is this a
This
disadvantage?
is
Yeah.
at disadvantage for both of you, yeah.
You said perception
Sorry.
or investigation? Perception's better.
Do you save us from that?
Fuck. Of course, I rolled the worst thing I can roll.
Is it a saving throw or is it a check?
That's a check.
And no, so I don't save you from that.
Flynn, what did you get for that? And was it perception or investigation?
It was perception, and I got an 8.
And
Perception, and it was a 10.
okay.
We tired. We tired, y'all.
Y'all are tired. Looking around as you're approaching, you see a couple of rickety signs hanging off of some of these buildings and stuff like that. But do any of you speak Gnomish or Orcish?
No.
No.
If they point, do you guys point any of these
I mean,
things
as you're
out?
approaching the city, there are
Because I
signs
speak
and stuff.
Orcish.
Okay. As Seeker and Flynn, you do not speak either of these languages. There are signs and symbols everywhere, but it's too much. You can't pick out if there's anything that you recognize within that. And Kellic, as you're looking around, just seems to be like normal shop signs, stuff like that. Nothing that you can pick up as coded or anything like that.
Okay.
As far as the Orcish goes. But as you all approach the city, or town, or whatever you want to call this place, the city almost starts to come alive as goblins start coming out and filling these little walkways. These streets, you would almost have to call them alleyways. There are no real main streets between these buildings. And you can see moving throughout the city, you can see that there is carts filled with crates and supplies being towed by these giant boars, and even you can see sort of muscling their way through. You can even see some of these like lightly armored gorillas that are sort of just powering forward and carrying these carts.
Okay.
And as you look off into the distance, you can see that some of these gorillas that are carrying these carts, once they get to one of these tortoises, they're actually being used to then load up some of these crates and actually fill the storage spaces of these tortoises.
So this city is not on a tortoise. The tortoises are part of, like, they move through.
There are different sections of the city that are on the tortoises. But yes,
But
the
there
outlying...
are also some parts of the city that are not on the tortoises.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. And as you approach, a little goblin about the size of Flynn starts to walk out towards all of you. He has very wide ears sort of coming out to a point, black hair that's slicked back in a very professional manner. This little, what we described as like a robe, like halfway between a robe and a suit, where it's got that little section that folds over, got some buttons down the front, and he's carrying a clipboard and a quill as he comes out to all of you. And not even looking up from his clipboard, addresses all of you. Maple Glen, Westreach, or Vanamore?
Who?
Huh?
Sorry.
Where are we moving to?
We're looking for an inn or something, somewhere to sleep. We're very tired.
Okay, we got a couple of inns. Vanamore, Maple Glen, or Westreach? Where y'all headed?
Here for now. I don't think we want to leave.
You want to stay?
Just for like a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
We
the
haven't
night?
quite planned our next route just yet.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, we're looking just to spend the night or the day somewhere, and then we'll probably go out on foot.
All right.
So like
I can put you up with the cattle and the stock, but
So there's no inn here. There's only inns close by.
we got in just a couple minutes, we've got one of our tortoises going up to Vanamore. That one's got a fairly nice inn there.
What was the third? You got Vanamore, Westreach, and what was the third?
Maple Glen.
Maple Glen.
Going sort of up and through the mountains to the east.
I suppose Vanamore. And I turn and look at the rest of the group.
But we don't want to go anywhere.
Well, we need to talk to Hayfried because there's a place we need to find here. But if Hayfried's indication on our map is accurate,
What wasn't there a
then is it on the backs of one of these things, or is it on the ground somewhere?
Wasn't there a one of those things we need in Westreach for to get back?
Tangs.
Oh,
in the
There's
west.
also one. There's also one right here, though.
There's one here.
There's one here in the basin.
I can offer you all cheaper than normal prices on the tickets to Westreach if you all are into that sort of trek. It's going to be 3 days down there. It's a nice, breezy, easy trip down to Westreach.
That's so very kind of you, but we're actually
The
just-
accommodations are beautiful.
Oh, I believe you. We're just so tired, and I don't think we can plan right now. I don't think we know where we want to go yet.
Are any of the tortoises not leaving
Today.
today?
Yeah, we got one. He's got kind of a busted back leg,
oh.
but we're getting him back up to health. We have
Okay,
some of our medicine men on it.
got it.
we could
we
stay
could-
on that one.
I mean, it might be squirming throughout the day, but at the very least, that would be some place for y'all to rest. Now, I will say I'm not supposed to be doing this, so ticket prices would be higher, and you wouldn't be going anywhere.
How much higher?
We have to pay more to stay.
It would be double.
Double what?
though?
Well, for each of you, I'd be able to do 10 gold pieces.
You're joking me.
Sounds great. I'll pay for it. I got it.
Hold on,
That
Tessie.
is a horrible deal.
I want to
I
rest.
I'm just scrutinizing this guy. Is he putting us on? Was what kind of vibe am I getting from this guy?
Make an insight check.
If I could, I would just like to look around. Do I see anything that looks like a building where people would rest? I know I don't speak Orcish, but like, is this really like, where is he resting? Is he resting in this house? Is this his home? Like, I'm trying to figure out like, where would people chill if they're not chilling on a tortoise?
If they're not chilling on a tortoise,
Where do people chill?
there are a couple of larger buildings around you
Yeah.
if you would like to start inspecting them.
I think
But
so.
it would mostly be you having to check possibly on the interior to find out.
It's 14.
14. I'm going to do a quick roll.
Okay,
Not to play my hand too much,
Yeah.
but
I'm literally like, I want to sit down.
as you were approaching the town, he approached sort of from the side. He is, you all are nowhere near any of these tortoises. He probably has, if you were to sell tickets to one of these tortoises, you would probably assume they would stick close to the tortoises, not approaching possible tourists coming in from the outside.
People walking.
Maybe not the most upright citizen.
I just don't think we want to go anywhere right now. So why do you keep pressuring us to go on a tortoise?
I just think we'll take a bit to get to lay of the land, and we'll walk around, and maybe we'll get a sense of the tortoises and tortoises. I'm so
Tortoise
tired.
eye?
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
No. Not tortoise.
And then
I
we'll
think
get
it's
back
tortoise
to you about which
Yeah.
one we'd like
Okay,
to ride
but-
upon.
But when you decide where you're going, you come back to me because
got it.
only I've got these prices.
Oh, yeah.
None of these other people you're going to
Oh,
talk to
yeah.
have these prices.
You,
Oh, yeah.
sir,
Good
are
to know
the
there's other
only
people. Thank you.
person that I trust. Where can we find you when we inevitably come back to find you?
I usually hang out. This is my area, right around here within.
This
From,
particular
sort of-
ticket
I
between-
usually hang out from that building over to this building, and this is my zone, my section.
I see. Well, it's very kind of you, sir. Thank you for your time. You can see my eyes are kind of closing as I'm talking to him.
Do we want to check out some of the other areas to see if they have better deals or inns or something?
I think
Yes.
let's just look at the building.
I'm gonna look around. DM. I can read the Orcish signs. Or do any of them seem to suggest an inn or
Make a
something of the like?
perception check for me.
I know I keep asking too, but like, I also want to look around for the shack that we're used to seeing if we can see it, but if we don't see it, it's invisible. I want to try and picture what they look like from other cities we've been to that have the portals in them and see if one of these buildings shows up that are
Okay.
stationary.
Yeah, I'll have you make a perception check too. What was that?
18. Disadvantage.
18. 18 a disadvantage.
Yeah, still
You
crushing
look like just to your left and just the building past it, above the door is the word untak, which in Orcish means inn. And you can see a little bit of light coming from within the
For
building.
just a moment, I squint to make sure that I'm right. Like you can see, I'm like sort of still processing. Yeah. And I just point and silently like nod to the rest of the party. Follow me. I think I found a place.
Okay.
Okay.
And as I'm kind of looking around, I got a 15 for my perception.
A 15 for your perception. Okay. Looking around, you think back, and while some of the structures that you have come into with these teleportation circles have been shacks, none of them have any super defined. The only defining feature is that they sort of blend into whatever environment that they were in. So looking around, really, you could almost picture any of these being where a teleportation circle might be.
It would have been nice if he would have told us which building to look for. Are we just going to go into all
It
of them?
didn't really seem very helpful.
Which building to look?
No, I'm looking for where the
what do you-
teleport would be. It's not on one of the... It could be on the tortoise, right? It has to be one of these stationary buildings.
He
but-
didn't know we were coming here, so how was he supposed to tell us what?
Yeah, maybe. The circle doesn't really help much, I guess. I don't know. Let's just rest. You said you found something?
Aye.
Okay.
Follow me.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
I see you all are heading over to... I completely forgot. We have a beautiful inn over here. I can get you a 3-night
I
stay
glare at him
for an incredible price.
to try and shut him
Go
up.
away.
Yeah, I don't stop to listen.
I'm sorry. I see you all have business. I'm going to just step away. As he sort of slowly backs away.
I like growl at him.
Okay. He sort of winces and turns and runs in the opposite direction. And as you all approach this what is marked as an inn, you see that this structure is much taller than it is wider, and you can see it's like sort of swaying towards the top. But the top is sort of secured. There's these metal beams around the top, and each of the beams have a series of ropes that are sort of anchoring it down to the ground. But as you approach, you see that the light coming in, and there aren't as much windows as there are just breaks in the paneling of the outside of this place. But the glow from the inside seems to be fire. It's got sort of that same dancing light. But as you approach, you notice it is not orange or red. You can see a slight green glow coming from the inside.
I'm really glad that it's the long eve right now because it means we can sleep and it'll still be dark outside and I don't have to worry about the sun poking in through all those slats in the wall. It's kind of nice. It's like it's actually a long eve. You know, it's still nighttime, so you can sleep whenever you want to sleep. Who gets to decide when daytime and nighttime is? You get to sleep whenever.
Did you growl earlier? Okay. Yeah,
Oh,
that's what I thought.
ma.
Down, girl.
Can we try and get in?
It was warranted, though.
I'm just gonna walk in.
Okay. Flynn, what's your passive perception?
It is really, really high.
Oh, well, if it's really, really high, I'll just tell you everything.
16.
16.
I mean,
As
that's like kind of high. Like,
the-
whatever.
Kellic, I assume you're taking the lead as you're
Yeah,
walking in.
yeah.
The moment before Kellic opens the door, you look up on the sign that in Orcish it says inn, and just before he opens the door, you see a little iron light symbol
Yeah.
in the corner.
Green lights, green light.
Kellic, you
green
open the
flame.
door, and in the middle of this room, the first thing that you see is off in the corner. You see a little bench, a little a desk with a hobgoblin sitting behind it.
Okay.
And in the middle, you see stools all around a central fire pit. You don't see anyone sitting on the stools, but in the fire pit itself, you see probably 16 swords driven into the ground, all of them alight with green flames.
Oh.
Okay.
Driven into what?
The
Into the ground.
Just
Like just in where this fire pit is,
uh-huh.
it seems that there is not necessarily a fire, but as if several creatures had driven swords into the
Yeah.
fire pit, and the green flames are being produced by the swords themselves.
Cool.
I will look at the swords as I walk in. Do they look like swords that I know?
They look exactly like swords, you know. Different sizes,
Yeah.
different widths of the blades, some of them in different styles, but all of them having the same ink markings throughout all of them.
I will kind of hastily walk up to the swords and inspect them, and I'll do a once around the room to see if I can notice any collective members.
Not in the only humanoid within this space
Mhm.
is the hobgoblin sitting behind the counter.
Excuse me. Where are the owners of these?
I am not at liberty to discuss the whereabouts of people who may or may not be
I will.
That's totally.
occupants of this inn.
That's
Do you
totally
have
okay.
rooms,
Do you have
though?
rooms? Can we sleep here?
They're all upstairs.
All
the rooms are
people
all
in the room.
people or the rooms?
Oh, the rooms. You asked about
Amazing.
the rooms. The
We
need a
rooms are all
room,
upstairs.
please.
We would like 2 rooms, please.
2 rooms?
2.
Okay.
Yes, please.
That will be 2 gold apiece, and if I can have just each of you sign for
Sure,
each
sure.
of these rooms as far as damages and other things are concerned, as he
You're not
slides this.
offering some kind of special deal or anything, are you?
It doesn't matter, and
I just want to know.
All right, it's okay. I'll cover it.
Will,
Let's
will
go.
3 people fit in a room?
At your sizes, no.
Oh. How many rooms do we need for all of us?
4 would be safe.
4?
It's fine. Just get the rooms.
4 is fine.
Here,
What
here's
is
the
the-
gold. You said two apiece.
2 apiece.
Okay, here.
Thank you.
Oh.
And no, it's not policy for us to run specials or deals.
Good.
that is what I had hoped you would say.
Oh my God,
okay.
stop.
You want me to
Hero.
sign? You want me to sign?
They're very nice.
Yes, if each of you could sign this, please.
Oh, we all have to sign. Okay.
Oh, fine.
Yep, I'll sign it.
Do you normally
Yeah,
have to
sign.
sign to get a room? Is that normal?
As he slides this ledger across the table, it seems like a bunch of other people have signed it as well.
Okay.
Yeah. You all sign? Okay, you all sign. Closes the ledger, hands you over 4 keys, and gestures over towards the rickety staircase.
The signature book. Could I look at the book as I'm signing? Do I notice any names that are familiar?
Yeah, you notice probably the last 16 names on
Yeah.
there.
Jeez.
Some of them you know a little bit more intimately, some of them a little bit less so. But one of those names is Zorkal.
My best friend.
Hey.
Do I see
Your best
anyone else from
My
my
best friend.
class?
No one else from your class.
Okay.
But you do see, you see from the names, you deduce that these are mainly sort of the Iron Light that are stationed primarily in like the northeastern region of Elbor, sort of up in Ondale, sort of the area around Saddlemount. It wouldn't be too much of a stretch to theorize that if Zorkal were to call Iron Light to his aid at Saddlemount,
Right.
these are probably the ones that would have collected there, and then possibly moved down to the basin with him.
Okay. Is there any notification, probably not, of like what room is assigned to each name on the list, on the ledger?
There is, but the numbers and the rooms are in Orcish.
Okay, I will
Or, I'm
try
sorry,
and
they're in Goblin.
okay, I will try and remember what Zorkal's one looks like in an attempt to, when we go up, to match it to the
Okay.
door. So I'll look at it, I'll try and memorize it best I can, and I will pass the book to the next person after I do that.
Okay.
As I'm signing, I'm just gonna look up at this hobgoblin. We're new here.
I can tell.
Yes. Well, that's disconcerting as well. Anything we should know? It seems that already we've been subject to some kind of con artist. So, is there any common wisdom you can share about how
If
things work?
You're
here?
going to be buying tickets for any of the turtles. Purchase them from the dock workers themselves. They will always be near the tortoises. Don't be purchasing any from anyone who approaches you or anything like that.
Aye. And is there a local militia or force that? Is there any kind of law here, or is this kind of more commune style?
Well, for the most part, everyone keeps to their own business here.
All right. So, Nobody
Can
comes
we go
after
to
that guy
bed?
outside after he's scammed them or anything like that. There's nothing to worry about on that front.
No. As far as I'm concerned,
Alec.
Listen,
it's
Alma,
his right
I'm just
to
trying
try
to get.
and convince you of whatever he wants to try and convince
It
you,
doesn't
and it's your right to pay him.
matter. It already
Alma.
happened.
I
Well,
know,
then go beat him
Well,
up.
I don't want to beat
go
him up, Alma. I'm worried about
bed.
his safety. You can't go around doing that to perfect strangers when you don't know how
then
capable
he
they
brings it
are.
on himself. Then
That's not right either, Alma. It's a simple.
He's a
the world
grown up.
works the way the world works, and sometimes you make mistakes.
Is it possible to get keys or
We have-
whatever?
we have-
The keys.
We have-
He slides the keys. They're these like
Let's go.
big.
Do they have like numbers on them, or how do we know which room's ours?
They have little symbols on them
Mhm.
that are probably goblin, from what you can all
Mhm.
tell. They're probably going to correspond with numbers or symbols upstairs.
Cool.
Okay, 4 rooms, 6 of us.
Excuse me for wanting to know how things work around
Well,
here.
Gallic, I would just rather know what bed I'm sleeping in. So, someone should be with Lola Threer. Sorry, Lola Threer, but you're not allowed to be alone.
Okay, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
You might be the one that can talk to them.
Well,
They can.
she speaks common.
They
Yeah, we
responded
She
to
had,
me.
she had
To
to say
her.
that.
Yeah, but I mean, you seem to be able to
Lola
help. if-
Threer, do you have a preference? Is there someone you'd be more comfortable with watching over you?
Well, apparently just not him. And she points to Flynn.
That's how we all feel,
I'm
to be honest.
saying if you start getting sick or you start having some kind of weird reaction,
Oh no, I appreciate
maybe
your
the
concern.
cleric is probably the person to stay with. But, you know, who would I know? And I will just grab a key and head upstairs.
Speaking of, I want to walk over to Kalec and inspect his arm and the band on it. Still there, right?
Yeah, I'm still full draw right now.
Mhm.
Do you want to keep that on?
Well, to be honest, I don't want to go through the process of changing back. I'm a little afraid of it. Especially not till we are safe in other ways.
I could put you to sleep and then I could take it off for you.
Why do you
I
always
would
want to
wake up-
put people to sleep?
We are tired.
Well, great. So let's go to bed.
That's what I'm saying.
Let's get this whole thing sorted out, and then I'll take it off. I just want us to be safe first.
Okay.
Okay, Lola Threer,
up
you're with
then.
me.
Okay.
What?
No, she's with me, Anna. That's what was just discussed.
Nobody said yes.
I think it's
I-
wise.
Probably makes the most sense.
Okay, Desley, you're with me.
Sounds great, Alma.
All right.
So I headed up. I grabbed a key and headed up.
Yes, you did.
As I headed up, I would like to look for the marking
Okay.
that corresponds with Zorkal's room.
Okay. You're looking back and forth, and you don't see the same marking. And as you're looking at more and more of these markings, you're just starting to forget what it looks like.
Mhm.
And by probably the 7th marking, you completely forget what the symbol looked like.
Damn. Too tired. And I'll just try and find my room.
Okay.
Okay, we'll see you guys in like 10 hours.
All right. Is everyone going to their respective rooms?
Yes, but I have something I want to do before I go to sleep.
Okay.
Okay. So we're rooming, right?
Correct.
So the second I get in there, I'm going to go, Alma, I need about 10 minutes. And I'm going to go
Okay. Conk.
over to a corner of the room. I'm going to sit with my legs crossed. I'm going to put both of my hands together in sort of a fist. And I'm going to take the 10 minutes that it takes to cast a particular spell. If anyone were watching, I don't know, it might keep Alma up. But a lot of like sort of almost like starlight and like diamond-esque shimmer starts to like collect around me.
I am 100% watching.
Okay. I take my hands from my chest and I sort of start to like draw them together. And in front of me, DM, if you allow,
Mm-hmm.
I would like to flex the rules on Find Steed a little bit and create a like a celestial form of a giant spider
Interesting.
as a steed that we saw in the Underdark.
Mm-hmm.
We
a
did.
steed of a
Tis
sort.
a steed. that
Oh,
we
yeah,
saw.
technically,
Yeah,
I
you said they
will,
read
my
them, right?
ruling is tis a steed.
Tis a steed.
I shall rule tis a steed. It's a steed.
I mean, we saw them mounted.
We
Yeah.
did.
That's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Tis in
love it.
fact a steed.
I love it.
Okay.
So it sort of like forms this like almost like constellation of a spider first, and then it solidifies into this celestial giant spider.
I have
That
like the
rules.
blanket up to my chin and nose,
Eyes
and I'm just watching
Okay.
with my eyes wide.
Yeah.
Ulma,
Uh-huh.
I need to go knock on Kellick's door, but I'll be right back, okay? Do you want to come with me?
You're gonna go knock on Kellick's door?
Yes, I need him for the second part of this.
You need him for the second part of what?
Well, I'm going to go send the spider to find Nalthane.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay. You have fun going knocking on Kellick's door. Good night.
Good night.
Are there 2 beds or 1 bed? Is there?
Oh,
just like,
yeah, I didn't even think of
Is
that.
it like
There's a bed and a half. So it looks like there is a
a
bed
trundle
for
situation?
Yeah, so it looks like there is a bed that would be a good size for a hobgoblin or a human or something like that, and then right next to it a bed that's probably more goblin or halfling size.
I
Getting the goblin one.
hop on that one.
Okay, you cozy up. Thessaly, you step outside, and the hallways of this inn are incredibly tightly packed together. You almost have to shuffle sidestep to get down the hall.
Is your steed going with you?
Yes, yeah. The steed is walking with me. That's the
big
point
is
of it.
Is it?
Oh,
how
so
big
it
is
might be squished. Is it a little cramped?
It is, but it's
Okay.
just able to sort of
Okay.
like glide
Spider.
through there.
Spider's
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
They can flatten
as you
themselves out.
As you start walking down the hall, you see before Kellick's room, you see another door open up, and a pretty large half-orc steps out and looks to you, and you both sort of do that half step to the side, looking at each other. And he sort of takes the right and, oh, excuse me, let me just get past here real
Wait.
quick. Let me,
Is it Zorkal?
yeah, it's
I met
Zorkal.
Zorkal.
Yeah.
Zorkal?
Oh, shit. I'm sorry, I was occupied with the spider behind
Yes,
you.
this is important. Flynn's here too.
Oh, shit. Let's just keep this between us.
I mean, Zorkal, we saw the swords downstairs. It's not. Too
We
much
left
of a
the
lead.
swords downstairs.
left
That was
the
so
swords,
stupid. I told
yeah.
everyone it was stupid, but they said, no, it'll look cool. So what?
Aren't you in charge of this?
To be fair,
Well, yeah, you'd think so. But
They look really fucking cool.
I mean,
yeah, I mean, to be fair, it did look pretty cool.
it did look pretty cool. Wait, how long have you been here? What, are you going to be here in the morning? I know Flynn will want to talk to you.
We just got here yesterday. It's hard to tell
Oh,
with the long
with
eve,
the long
but
eve.
we are going to be taking. We got some tickets on the Tortoise, and we are taking it up to Vanamore
Oh, okay,
later,
to Vanamore.
later today. So
Later today?
yes, how long are you going to be here? Would you like to join us?
Oh, we can't, but...
We got the great deal from a goblin. That we-
Zorkal? No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
Aww.
He's what you would call a scammer.
oh shit.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I'm going to get some of my people, and we're going to get their gold back.
You should, and I'm gonna turn and... I know which one is Flynn's door, right?
Yes.
You should knock on that door, and I point to Flynn's. You should check in. I know a lot has sort of happened with your collective lately, and I think it would be good for you two to have a conversation.
Okay. Sorry, just give me a second. I have to warm up to it. Okay.
I kind of like try to contain my laughter.
And he sucks in his gut and he tries to squeeze past you and the spider.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I hope to see you again soon.
Probably will, especially if you need to get new tickets. I think you do.
Yes, okay.
Right.
And you continue on
Yes.
down the hallway.
I will give a tap, tap, tap at the door that is Kellick and Lolan Threers.
I open it, and I've already sort of like put my belongings down, and you can see that like the I've taken my armor off, and it's just sort of my robe and my regular cleric garb.
Do you have like beads of sweat dripping down your hand?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I'm really tired. It's been a long.
Oh, he's exhausted.
It was a heavy, hardy walk down the mountain. So. That's right. Hey.
Hi.
What a dork.
I'm so sorry.
Y'all suck.
I'm so sorry. I'm
What is that?
When you open the door, are you still drow, or are you? Did you take the thing
yeah,
off?
I'm still wearing the thing.
I clock that. Oh, Oh, yes, this is, I guess I should name it.
Should you? What
Oh.
is it?
It's a spell that produces sort of, I don't want to, Steve
You-
feels like a mean word, like, it's more of a companion, like, just a celestial sort of entity that I can either ride on or send a place, so.
I see.
I'm gonna, yes, so,
It's very impressive.
oh, thank you. I want to, I can telepathically communicate with it, and I want to send it to find Nalfane. But I wanted to show it to you because you can talk to people across great distances, right?
Right.
So I was wondering if you wouldn't mind, using a spell tomorrow to maybe send a message to Nalfane? And I kind of let the if hang in the air and just kind of look at you.
Yes. If.
And, if not, then, he'll come back to me, and I gesture to the spider.
It'll know where to find Nalfane.
If I send it on a mission and I tell it where to go, it should be able to follow that direction. And if we learn an unfortunate truth, then I can dissipate the spell at will.
So it'll just search for it. How long will it?
Until I tell it not to.
Wow.
Until
Alright.
I end the spell.
I hope it works. Yes, I mean, I can try to reach out to him now if you'd like me to.
Oh, you're able to?
I think so, yes.
I was just hoping you could describe what, I really have to think of a name for him. But what the spider looks like so that he can expect it and won't be concerned when it tries to, let him get on and take him back to us.
Right.
Or someplace safe. Back to us.
Back to us. Well, it'll know where you are because of your bond.
It should know where I am, but I can also give it a location. It can take directions. It's intelligent.
So back to Marstock or
That's
something.
a great idea. Yes.
Maybe Hayfried's little temple is
Right.
because it's a physical place,
Yes.
not in a void.
No, right, not in the goopy void.
Well, townsfolk tried to kill it as it's a spider,
Oh, it's possible.
but it's slippery. Maybe can get around those things, take circuitous routes.
I have a feeling he's fairly strong and pretty quick. So
I look
hopefully not.
I try to make eye contact.
All of its eyes are going in like different directions.
Let's hope you are. All right. Yeah. So I'll describe this being to Nalfane, and I'll tell him to get on its back, and it'll deliver him to us. All right. And if he responds, we'll know that.
He's alive, which would be good news.
Imagine that.
Right.
All right. Then I'm gonna use my last spell slot of higher than first level to cast sending.
Okay.
Ajungis. And as I do this, I'll pick one eye open to just get a sense of the spider to try and accurately describe it. What size is it? It's
A giant spider's like the size of a horse, right?
Yeah.
It's about the same
Yeah.
equivalence.
Width, it's much more, but
Right.
yeah.
but it would in every sense look like what he's used to seeing as a spider
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It looks
mount, but it's glowing.
So sparkly.
Okay.
Is it translucent or is it solid?
It's like, so it's solid, but it kind of looks like if something was like made of like an animal that like sort of has like a translucent membrane, or like it was made of glass or something like that.
Okay.
But it's a spider by all intents and purposes.
Got it.
Yeah.
Nalfane, it's Kellic.
Did we determine whether you were able to find Nalfane's
Find the
thread
tether.
yet?
Yeah.
My understanding is I have to cast it anyway, whether or not I able to find his. I'm assuming I was able to find his tether.
Yes, you are.
Okay. Well, but he could still not respond. Yeah.
Yes. He can
Okay.
still not respond. That was not my point.
Okay. Nalfane, it's Kellic. We're sending a luminous spider mount to gather you. Get on its back, and it'll bring you to safety. I'm so very sorry.
I don't know what luminous means, but that sounds hardcore. Okay, I'm gonna wait right here.
My eyes like flicker open, and I just like. You can see on my feet. I'm kind of like wavering in my balance, and I just look up at Thessaly. He's alive, and he sounded well. He sounded all right. He was not specific as to where he was, but
okay.
the spider can just go to the city and find him. Yes,
Try to.
I'll
I'll try to send him to scout the surrounding. I can give him fairly specific instructions. Try to scout the surrounding area first, and then go into the city if maybe try to stick to the tunnels if possible. He's alive, though.
Yeah.
He's alive. We should maybe not now. In the morning, we should tell Seeker. He was really upset.
We all are.
I know we all were.
Thank you, Thessaly.
For what?
For this, I felt hopeless about this.
Well, I don't like failing anyone as much as the rest of you. I couldn't do it then. It takes me quite a long time to cast it, or I would have sent the steed earlier. But yeah, I don't. Plus, he's just a kid.
No, I feel immense grief that we put him in harm's way so much. I did.
We also saved him from being eaten by a beholder, so...
Still...
We have to make a lot of hard decisions, Kellic. And we're not always going to win or come out on top.
Yeah.
I think we both already know that, right?
I just looked down at the ground. I thought I had a good handle on that, but now I feel if I'm so incompetent that I need to rely on Flynn to make a pact with some sort of demon,
Kellic.
then what the hell am I doing? Trying to repair the world?
That wasn't your fault.
It is.
And Flynn made his own choice, and I
yes,
think...
and you know what he'll say to me when I try to teach him how wrong it was to do that, is he'll say, well, we were going to die. And I won't have anything to say in response because he'll be right. And it'll be because I was a fool and put us all... subjected us all to that, including that thing. I'm sorry. I'm just tired.
We're all tired. But you're being far too hard on yourself. We all failed. I could have there was so many points. Also, a demon came out of the ceiling and started flinging around everywhere, and then more soldiers just kept coming, and it was not a good situation.
It's an impossible scenario.
At the end of it, we both know a lot about making a pact or
It's
a
not the
deal.
same, Thessaly.
Oh, really?
Yes, really.
Because from where I'm standing, there doesn't seem to be much of a difference. And I
You're
speak for
being
myself.
able to send a spider to save a child is not the same as you're turning into a 12-foot monster that can cut people to shreds with its hands. It's not the same, Thessaly.
No, because I can do that all by myself, Kellic. I can shred people all by myself. That's what these do, and I gesture to my swords. That's what this does, and I hold my hand up and it like flares with like divine energy for a second.
Yes, and that's within your power to control.
We don't know how much control Flynn has over this.
You weren't there before.
Before what?
This is not the first time Flynn fellow we've had horns coming out of his head, and now that I think about it, I wonder if they weren't there all along.
This isn't the lots of questions.
I had no time to really get into any of them. And I sort of look back to where Lolinthier is, I assume, resting now.
Fully asleep at this point.
Look, you once told me that if Zachriel had done something terrible to seal away the old gods and take their power, you would come to terms with that because of the power he's given you and what he's done. And I don't know that what Flynn did is too different. I think we need to figure it out. I don't think that it's completely innocent, but I think it's something we can solve. And he did save us. He did a good job. And not just then, but before that with the Beholder too. I was getting tossed around like a rag doll. He stepped up.
Aye. He's always been a good person to have around.
So we have to trust him too.
Don't know if I can, Tessely. How many times do you have to make... How many times did you have to exorcise a demon from someone? I don't know.
I don't know either.
I suppose you're right, and I always thought, that these things that happened to Flynn were subject upon him, And maybe that's the case here. I don't know the extent of what he's done. But when I asked him about it, he said, I got power. And
that's
not what I'd like to hear.
No.
Yes, he came through. Right, he came through against the Beholder. Came through to save us from the Drow. But just because Kaldor wins the war, does that mean they're the good guys?
No, it doesn't. And I don't think that, but...
That's an oversimplification. I apologize. I wasn't trying to insinuate that. You thought.
I definitely don't think that. But I just want... I don't want Flynn to feel alone when he goes through this, because he did what he did to save us. And I want that to be remembered when we talk to him about this and we try to figure this out, because I agree, we might need to exorcise a demon out of him again. But I don't know that we would have made it out if he hadn't done it.
I had resigned myself to the fact that we would not.
I don't like resigning myself at all. I've had enough of that for one lifetime. So.
And I admire that.
You admire my resignation?
Your lack thereof.
Kellic, can I ask you a question?
Yes. I just a moment of hesitation crosses my face.
You don't have to answer if you don't want to. How do you talk to people? How do you do the thing with the spell? How do you do that?
Oh, well, I can kind of look at the world in a different way when I choose to. That Zachriel has sort of given me allowance in that way. I can see it's hard to describe the way that people are connected to each other. If you look closely at the world, it's made up of many strands, and these strands are interconnected in all sorts of ways, so it's just a matter of sorting through them, finding the correct one that'll connect me to that person, and then I find it and I connect to them, and then I can speak to their soul, so to speak.
Wow. Can you talk to anyone? Anyone at all?
I think I have to be able to recognize the thread of them.
The thread of them?
Yeah.
So
So, like, I can look at it and be like, oh, that one sparkles and is inspiring, and oh, that's Tesla's thread. I'm sorry. I don't know why I said it like that.
I blush profusely. No, that's fine. So someone, so if you don't know the person, you can't talk to them.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Is there someone you want to talk to?
No, why would you say that?
Well, it's kind of the way that your questions seem to be leading.
It was just a passing thought. I should send the spider to go find Althane.
If there's someone you want to talk to, I think you could use the mirror in Effie's domain. Yes, sir.
And immediately go from blushing to going incredibly pale. Like all the color drains from my face. Oh. You're absolutely right. I could do that.
Or send a letter. Although I know it's not
Well,
easiest now because of the war.
I don't know
everything.
where he would be. Yes. So great suggestions all around. Thank you. And
For a thing you're not trying to do.
for a thing I'm not trying. No, this is completely this is actually for Seeker.
Oh, all right.
I'm asking for him.
Interesting. I would think he would have ease communicating. It seems to be
Oh,
kind
you
of
would
his...
be right. And I'm turning and walking away. Good night.
Good night.
And Thessaly, as you walk back out into the hallway, you walk one way. Your spider sort of climbs the wall and goes down the stairs the other way. As you look down the hallway, and you're heading towards your room, you look down the hallway and you see standing at the end of the hallway, looking like kind of defeated with his head just like hanging low. And you see Zorkhal take a deep breath. Okay. And he opens the door. And the last thing you see is, oh, hey, Flynn, can I come in?
Yeah, sure. Hi.
Hi. And Thessaly, you see the door close behind him
Yeah.
as you head back to your room.
Big hug.
Oh, this is a thing that's happening. And he pats you on the top of your head.
Okay. Sorry, How are you?
Things have been better, but
Yeah.
I am fine right now.
Um.
What are you all doing here?
Well, come sit. I don't look around at what's in the room.
He walks over to the to a goblin. This would be a full like end dresser,
Yeah.
but he goes and he just sits on top of it because he's much taller than the dresser would be.
I wish
Yes.
to make sure it's holding his weight.
It's sort of the top beam is sort of bending a little bit.
Okay, we would have to pay for that. Okay. I'll head. You said there was a big and a small bed in these.
Yes.
I'll head to the bigger bed and I'll just kind of like hop up and sit down on it. How is everyone? Who's here? I saw most of the names, but not our classmates. Where's Kaylin, Evelyn, Pierre?
Well, here we have mostly the northeastern region sentinels. I'm trying to get everyone together. We find that our strength is in numbers now, is not in the individual anymore.
So those in Caldor and Emily are going to meet us here?
No, they're still doing their thing. They have not made too much contact with anyone over there, but
Right.
Kaylin and everyone else from our class, we have sort of, and including you, have sort of created a trusted inner circle. These people who are with here are still have to keep a close eye on everyone.
Right.
But I am comfortable letting them sort of go out and investigate things on their own.
Right. So they're probably safe then.
Yes, we have communication with each other once every couple of days.
Have you heard from Victor?
No, our plan was to head back north towards Vanamore, but we do have Tortoise going east towards Maple Glen if you would like us to head that way.
Well, what is the plan? I mean, I went back to the castle and it was empty. I mean, I did my best to make it look presentable, but
The plan as of right now is to gather as many sentinels as we can, and then get ourselves back to Addersfeld and start over. We can all be together. We have safety in numbers, and we can begin again.
where is she? Where's Malru?
I don't know. She disappears.
So who will take the lead?
Not
I mean, we
not
still
sure
don't know
at
who's
this point.
betraying. We don't know who.
Well, that is why we still have everyone working and sleeping in shifts. No one is ever alone with anyone else.
Okay.
We're still taking precautions.
Have you seen Nessa?
Nothing.
Well, we might be able to get answers. We still have Chath.
Okay, well, if you find anything out, please let me know. But again, what are you all doing here? I did not expect you to be
Well,
this far east.
we kind of had some stuff to deal with, and it kind of spit us out here. Kind of. Magic's weird.
Yes.
We're kind of on a time schedule right now.
Where are you going?
Back to where Chath is, actually. So I can ask, what would we even ask? We have to basically remove a curse, or a lot of people are going to die.
I mean, if we're going east towards Maple Glen, you can come and join us.
Oh, wow, I desperately want to. It's been too long since I've seen my parents, since I've seen Victor and my friends. But I have to see this through.
I mean, do you have a plan to get back to wherever Chath is?
Well, and I'll pull out the map that we have, and I'll point to it. There is a circle. The circles are...
Yes.
So basically what this means is that there's a teleportation circle here somewhere in the basin. I think it's disguised. Most of the time it's like invisible unless you know it's there. And have you seen any weird buildings? I don't know. So basically there's a teleportation circle in here that'll allow us to get back to the void. So
I have not seen...
yeah.
Though we may have someone who can help you find it.
Oh. Well, that would be great.
Okay, give me one moment. And he steps up, he walks out of the room.
Could I follow?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'll just follow.
He walks out of the room and he walks up another set of stairs. And as you're walking up these stairs, you can feel the buildings start to shift as you're walking.
Very uneasy.
He walks down the hallway a little bit and he knocks on a door.
Mm-hmm.
He waits a second, opens up the door. And as you turn the corner and look at the door, or look through the door, you can see right next to the little bed that's attached to the bigger bed, on the ground there, just like repping out push-ups. You see a humanoid figure, sort of this teal blue skin, teal blue hair pulled back into a ponytail. And as he stands up, you can see the gills on his neck, and you see a Triton.
Oh, cool.
Standing in front of you.
Okay.
And as he stands up, you can actually see, sort of under his, the brown jacket that he has, and underneath the pauldron, you can see this, what almost looks like a vest that has just like these pouches of water in it that are just sort of like laying themselves upon his skin.
Cool.
As he stands up. Good morning, gentlemen. What can I do for you?
Hi, I'm Flynn.
Flynn, pleasure to meet you.
I'll hold my hand out.
He reaches down and grabs your hand, and you can, as he reaches down, you can see not just the scarring on his hands and sort of across his face. You can see the wrinkles. And as he bends down towards you, you can start to see this white beard that's starting to come out. You can see the bags under the eyes. You see someone who is probably a senior member of the Iron Light, someone who's been doing this for a while.
Okay. Hi, what's your name?
Cad.
Cad.
Well, and your name?
Flynn. It's great to meet you. How are you doing with everything? Were you there?
After Saddlemount, it was a bit of a recovery, but we are happy to be here now.
I'm sorry I couldn't be there.
Well,
with you.
From what I understand, you had better things to do. As he looks over to Zorkal.
I don't like when you put it like that. But, I mean, yeah, we're definitely keeping busy. Well, Zorkal said that you could help me with something?
Absolutely, anything that I can do.
So, we're kind of on a time schedule to save lives. And the way we do that is finding a teleportation circle that is in the basin here. And I tried to look for it earlier, but it's kind of hard to find it's like a shack or it's in a building, and then you have to pull levers and fire happens if you don't do it right. But basically, we have to find the building that has the teleportation circle, and I'm hoping maybe you could help us find...
Oh, finding teleportation circles is easy.
Really?
Absolutely.
Could you...
I could attempt to teach you.
Okay.
It's only if you watch very closely, though.
Sure. And I will go to my my bag and I will pull out my book with all the spells, and I will flip to an empty page and try and get ready to take notes.
Okay. As you flip to an empty page, he kind of stands there for a second, watching, waiting for you to get ready.
Yeah. Ready?
Okay. In one hand, he reaches out and summons his sword.
What kind of weapon does he have?
Downstairs gets a little dimmer.
Okay, it's just a little bit different.
What did he say? What's his weapon?
What's his weapon?
Yeah, I'm curious.
It could be a sword.
This
it could
guy.
be...
Rapier? I don't know.
A cutlass?
A great sword.
Scimitar.
A great axe. Or no, they were all
I
swords.
kind of like...
Like a
Falcon
it could
would be
be
cool.
it could be a Triton.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know.
Little
That's
on the
good,
nose.
but a little on the
Well,
nose.
Okay.
they were all swords down there.
They were all
dorsal
swords.
fin.
Right on the gills. I thought Triton as well. You were just brave enough to say it.
I will always be brave enough.
All right, I'll say I kind of like cutlass. I like a cutlass.
Ooh.
Out of thin air, he summons a cutlass into his hand.
Very cool.
You can see the green flames just extinguish as it apparates into his hand.
Yeah.
He places it down onto the ground, sort of kneels down in front of it, reaches into his back pockets, where sort of on this back belt, he's got some pouches.
Okay.
And he reaches down and he grabs a couple of components which you recognize. He places them down on the sword, wipes his hand across the sword, and as he does, the green flame reignites across it, and he almost peels up a layer of the metal of his sword as he sort of takes this strip of metal and he places that down on the ground.
Okay.
And he rubs his hands together. He speaks a little incantation into his hand. You can see various scripts on his tattoos light up.
Cool.
As he then presses the components into this new strip, raises it up and puts it over his face, covers his eyes, bends it around his head. And you can see as soon as the metal hits his face, it almost liquefies and contorts to his face.
Cool.
As through it, you can see these blue pinpoints where his eyes are. As he relaxes and just starts looking around. Sort of does like a 360, looks over his shoulder.
So cool.
Right over there.
Huh? And I will look to where he points.
He's pointing to the corner of the room.
What?
That's a corner of a room.
Well, yes, not exactly that, but if we go
direction?
out and downstairs, I can lead you straight to it.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
And I will continue. I will write down a few more things in my notes, and I will shut my book, put it in my bag, and follow.
Okay. Still with this liquefied metal that's got these green flames whipping off of it. Walks
sick.
out the hallway, leads you downstairs. And as you go downstairs, you see the hobgoblin sort of cowering in the corner. Did you all see a massive spider upstairs?
Oh no.
One just came down.
I forgot.
No, I don't think I did.
You did not.
You did not.
No. Where'd it go?
It just went outside. It went straight.
Zorkel's
Yeah.
upstairs though. He's staying
Oh, no,
with,
he
right?
would be there.
Came with us, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, okay, fine. And I will summon my sword, and I will head out the door to look for the spider.
Zorkel puts his hand on your shoulder.
What?
It was the thing that your friend was doing. It's fine. Everything is okay. And he places a silver piece down on the counter for the hobgoblin.
Okay. Everything's fine, sir. Apparently, and I will put my weapon back. on
Okay.
My pouch.
And as you do, Cad leads you outside, walks you through a little bit of this town, these shacks, and eventually you come across this building in front of you. And he sort of walks you around the side of the building and around the back. And there seems to be this back entrance to the building that isn't going in the same way as the main entrance. This appears to be it now.
Okay. I will go to the entrance and try and open the door. I will see if it's locked.
Okay. As soon as you put your hand on the doorknob, you can feel your hand start to singe. And as you pull your hand back, you see on the metal doorknob your handprint still in there. And you can see your handprint glow. And as the glowing fades, the last thing to fade is your fingerprints.
Okay.
All 5 of them.
Ooh.
As the door handle now turns from copper to gold.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Huh. And I will go back to open it again.
And it just opens straight away.
Ayo.
Hey.
And as you open it, this door should be going into the back of a building. And as you're stepping into this new space, it should be just about the same size as the building, but you don't see a front door. It doesn't appear that you entered the same space that you should have entered.
Yeah. I will look for any familiarities, any levers that I've used before.
You see the exact same lever.
Okay. All right. Cool. Well, thank you. This is great. I think I could take it from here whenever everyone's ready to travel.
Oh, of course. And he wipes the metal from his face and takes his sword and sort of smooths the metal back out onto his sword, recreating the sword perfectly.
I really hope I took good notes. What exactly does that do? Just makes it look for circles or just circles?
There is certain magical essences that teleportation magic gives off, and the spell allows you to identify them within a certain range.
Interesting. I might have to talk to you more about that in the morning.
Okay. Well, it is morning, but
Okay. All right. Let's go back.
we are also we are leaving later today, so
Right.
perhaps next time.
Yeah. I'll start walking back with them.
Okay.
And as we're walking back, so Zorkel, you were saying we're just gonna go back and try and just go back to normal?
I don't think there's ever going to be going back to normal after this, but if we can start with a better foundation and keep things a little bit more transparent, I believe we can start with a new class that will exhibit certain qualities that we would like to put out into the world.
Yeah, I think that's a good start, but we also have to find out who doesn't believe in that. And I'll turn to Cad. Where do you stand?
Oh, I would like to mow down every one of the people who decided to betray the Ironlight Collective. I have no apprehensions about that.
And at disadvantage, I would like to make an insight check.
Okay, make an
I
insight
would like
check.
to
Yeah,
what
See
that-
these lines.
Yeah, make an insight check.
terrible. Wait, what happens when I roll a 1 and then I roll a 1 again with halfling?
Oh.
You have to take the one.
I think you have to take the second one.
Second
You have to
roll,
take the second
yeah.
roll.
Dang.
Very bad. I look up and my eyes are like half open and it's like, that's good to hear. I don't know if I necessarily want them all to die. I just want to stop killing. I feel like maybe they were just led astray, Kat. I feel like we might be able to bring them back.
Well, as soon as you start killing my brothers and sisters, then I don't have any remorse for the things that I'm going to do to you.
Yeah.
As he pats Zorkal on the back and sort of trots off ahead.
And I'll just, as he's ahead, I'll just turn to Zorkal.
He's intense.
Yeah, they probably all are.
Well, I mean, once you've seen the things that we have seen, it's difficult not to be.
Yeah, I've seen some things.
Well, it looks like you need to see some sleep. You look just awful, worse than usual.
Yeah, I know. It's been a lot. I'm glad you guys are okay. I would have completely lost it if you all perished because of me.
Well, no, it would not have been because of you. It would be because you sent us off to do something that was worth doing. If any of us had known,
Yeah,
we would have done the exact same thing.
I know. It just doesn't mean it doesn't feel bad.
Well, that is just one of the hurdles that you have to get over in this line of work.
Yeah, I'm still figuring that one out. So you're gonna be gone when we wake up?
I mean, if you're just going to sleep now, then I feel like we're probably going to be gone.
We'll stop by after we figure this out, I promise. And we'll figure it out together.
Well, you've got you can appear in my sword, so
Yeah.
just reach out and we can...
Yeah, but I feel like we need to, I don't know, do more. I'll talk with the others and see if maybe we can come by and do something. Set something up. Once I talk to Chath, maybe he'll give me answers of why he... I don't know.
Okay.
I am tired. And I kind of just lean up onto him, onto his side. Is there any chance you'd carry me?
Oh, God, you cannot tell anyone about this. He sort of hikes you up and carries you back. I'm going to have you make a Constitution saving throw at disadvantage.
Okay. Constitution saving throw. Okay. Oh, that so hurts my soul. I rolled a natural 20, but I also rolled a 3. But the total is a 9.
You are asleep before you even... As he's carrying you, you are asleep before you even get back to the inn.
That is so cute.
So with that, Flynn is now asleep. Thessaly has gone back to their room and I believe is now asleep. Kellic.
I am going to... is there a window in the room?
No.
Okay.
You can sort of see through the slats that make up this building, so you can see outside, but there's no window.
I'm going to do my best, if I can, hang up my cape to cover the slats that would reveal Lowland Threer's location. I'm just going to try and secure whatever I can. If there's a chair, I'm putting it up against the door.
Okay.
I'm just trying to lock this as, I have no magic to use. I'm just going to practically try and secure our setup, and then I'll go to sleep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ulma, I believe, is already
Passed out.
asleep.
So sleepy. I'm clutching my bag to my chest as I'm sleeping.
Okay.
Because it's full of lots and lots of fun stuff that I want to look at in the morning.
Right.
Well, my morning.
Whatever morning is to you. And Seeker, are you falling asleep?
Also asleep.
Okay. As everyone is falling asleep and is currently asleep, Flynn, start with you.
Yeah, that's...
Oh, boy. What could this be? I wonder.
Oh,
Just a lovely
jeez.
dream about Maple.
Just a nice dream. Just a nice little
Running around
dream.
with
Yeah.
friends.
Throwing snowballs.
Yeah.
You open your eyes. You are in Maple Glen.
Don't do this.
Aww.
Don't do that.
Oh, boy.
You are in Maple Glen. And it is the morning. The sun is just rising. You have just said goodbye to your parents.
Mhm.
And you are going to meet two of your friends to play one of your favorite games.
Yeah.
And you had all the previous day just discovered a new cave that you have never explored before.
Yeah.
So, as you meet up with both your friends, what would you like to do? What would you like to say?
I will walk up to Ollie and Gilbert, and just I'll look to Ollie, and I'll just kind of wave. Hi, Ollie. You want to go check the cave out?
Jeez, Flynn. I mean, it's about time.
I know. Well, listen,
we've been waiting here for like 10 minutes.
My mom just wanted to make sure that I ate everything on my plate, and
it's always your mom, Flynn.
Well, she's intimidating, And
That's true. She is.
I'll turn to Gilbert, and I'll hold my hands up, and I will sign to him. Are you ready to go on an adventure?
And he will sign back. You bet. All right,
what are you waiting for?
Lead the way.
Okay, and I'll head towards the direction of that cave.
Okay. You all begin to sort of trot off towards the cave, and after a little bit, you get to it. And as you approach the entrance of this cave in the forest, feel a cold breeze come out from the cave as you all sort of stand there and shudder. I don't know, Flynn. Maybe you should go first.
I don't know if I want to go down. Maybe we throw something first.
I mean...
Gilbert, what do you think? And I'll kind of, as I say that, I also sign it.
And Gilbert signs back. I vote Flynn should go first.
Oh, come on.
Gilbert signs again. You're the one that found it.
Yeah, I know. And I'm signing as I'm saying this. Yeah, I know, but it's scary. As I'm kind of staring down this ominous, dark cave, I'm guessing?
Yeah.
I'm just taking a wild guess.
Just a wild
dark
guess.
and ominous.
Yes, dark and ominous.
And if I could, as I say that, I would like to make a spooky vibes check.
Okay.
Vibes.
So,
Those spooky vibes within the spooky vibes. Check.
so let me know, because technically I'm sleeping. Do I still have exhaustion in my dream?
You would not. You would not. You would not.
All right.
Good question.
It's and I add. What do I add? Does my wisdom say?
Yes, it's your wisdom modifier.
Okay. 15.
15. This is as a kid, just like the right amount of spooky vibes.
Yeah.
Like you're scared of it, but it's a challenge that you're willing to face.
It does look cool though.
I don't know, Flynn. I mean, do you want me to go get your mom? Maybe your mom can hold your hand and go down there.
I give Ollie a big look. No.
Okay, then go.
We can't tell her about this though, because she'll get mad again, and then she won't let us go out.
I mean, as long as you don't tell my dad.
Yeah. Deal. If I go in and I call for help, you better come.
Absolutely.
Gil?
He signs. Sure. Like his hands are kind of twitching as he signs that. Sure.
All right. And do I have any? I would like to go to my side, and I will brandish a branch that is crudely tied together with a crossguard and some twine in the shape of a short sword. And I will brandish it and hold it out towards the dark cave, and I will... Okay, here we go. And I will slowly step into the cave.
Okay. As you do, you feel the cold breeze, the hairs on the back of your neck stand up. You take a step forward and forward and forward. Your foot accidentally kicks a rock, which starts falling down the cave and echoes across everything.
I point the sword in multiple directions where I'm hearing the sound echo from.
You're doing great, Flynn!
Thanks. I can't see anything.
If you find a dragon down there, try and kill it.
Yeah, definitely. Easy to say when you're back there. And I'll...
Gil says remember to take its gold.
Thanks. Tell him I said thanks. And I'll slowly press on.
Okay, and as you slowly press on, The world behind you fades. You can no longer hear the breeze from outside. You are just in this cave.
My eyes are as wide as possible in attempts to catch any type of light, knowing that may not work, but I'm trying my best to see in here.
You cannot see. The only thing pushing you forward is the knowing that your friends are behind you and waiting for you to come back. As you take a step forward, more and more and more, you start to hear a growl in front of you.
I freeze in my place, and I will point the sword in the direction of that sound.
You hear this snarling get louder and louder as all of a sudden you hear, and you hear the clanging of metal off of some sort of surface.
And I will try and feel for a wall or something. I'm going to try and find a place to kind of like crouch behind and hide.
Okay.
Or to get a better vantage point, like something to get safe.
There is this sort of outcropping where the rock from the wall sort of comes out just a little bit, but it is about 15 feet ahead of you.
Is there now, hearing this commotion, is there any light that appears or anything that is bringing light that I can see
You
a little
can
bit?
just barely see just a little bit of light coming from deeper within the cave.
Okay.
And it does seem to be moving around.
Seeing the light, I will try and sneakily make my way towards that light.
Okay. And as you do, you sort of peek out from this outcropping in the rocks. And once again, you hear, as you peek out from around this corner. You see two creatures in battle. You see one that is this large, it's like this gray, almost a hairless dog-like beast. That's just this big, ugly thing. And battling it, you see swinging back and forth, green flames whipping off of a sword. You see a human man, about 50 years old, got some gray in the beard. See a big pauldron over his shoulder as the beast lunges towards him. He just dodges to the side and lunges his sword into the beast's shoulder and pulls back, waiting for another attack. Just then, the beast's tail whips around, knocks him off of his feet. As he lands on the ground with a thud, hits his back, the sword falls out of his hand. As the beast crouches and gets ready to lunge.
No.
Where's the sword?
The sword has clambered just to your feet.
Ah!
A moment of hesitation, but I look to this man. Does he look like he can protect himself at all to what's coming?
You can see at this point he is almost like moving something around on his wrist, but he doesn't have any weapons on him at all.
I reach down and pick up the blade.
Yes, you do.
Hey! Over here!
As the creature in its lunging position, its head locks in towards you.
And I shakily pick up the sword with my one hand and hold it up, and it starts to fall down, and I put my other hand on it, and I kind of like fight to keep it steady and pointed towards this beast.
As this creature rears back and pounces towards you,
I hold it towards it.
you hold the sword up as this beast lands, thud, directly on top of you. A moment passes. The weight of this beast is crushing you. You can't move your hands. The sword is plunged deep into its shoulder.
No!
You can feel the beast begin to move and get back up.
No!
As you can feel almost though its feet are planting back again, and as it reels its head back,
I just like look up at it, and I just wince, my eyes closed. No!
you see the human lifting the beast up and off of you as he rolls it off to the side, dead.
Oh,
Is it over?
It's fine. Give me the sword.
Shakily, I
He
pull the
reaches-
sword.
Takes the sword, and he takes the sword and, keeping eye contact with you, just tosses the sword down the hallway, down the cave.
You may want to hold on to that.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Everything is okay. Look. It's dead. It's not going to hurt you. It's fine.
I'm just staring at it.
You're going to be okay.
What is that?
No concern. Just you and me right here, okay? We're going to get you up and we're going to get you home, okay?
Who are you?
My name's Victor.
Okay.
And as he helps you up, as he reaches his hand out to help you up, his eyes recede back, almost to fall out of the back of his head.
No.
And as he grabs your hand, and as his eyes roll back into the back of his head and they almost sink out, making this eyeless form, his face starts to shift. His clothes turn into this dark suit. He takes your hand and he pulls you close. Nice to meet you, Flynn. And that is where we're going to end this episode.
Oh.
That is where we're going to call it. Thank you all so much for listening. And we can't wait to see you all again next week. Hey, nerds. If you liked that episode, be sure to like, share, and subscribe across all platforms. We'll see you next week.